Hello everybody and welcome to the very first cartoon theme tune of the month with your host Potty Boy, here in this lovely blue dressing gown. Yes, now of course for my first cartoon theme tune of the month, you probably already guessed it by reading something called the title. It is Pokemon. Yes, the original theme from the original Pokemon cartoon, which I believe nowadays is called Indigo League. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now this is a bit of a funny one, because as much as I do like the theme tune, I never rated the cartoon. I've never really a massive fan of Pokemon in general. I'm not saying I disliked it. I did like it, but the problem was that for me it just sort of arrived a bit too late. The whole Pokemon franchise thing. Because I think it didn't come out of in the UK until about 99, 2000. At the time I was like 13, 14, something like that, and it was kind of I knew about the Pokemon franchise back then, of course, but it just sort of like it was just sort of getting to a point whereby it's like I felt as if I was coming out of that sort of stuff, and as a result, I never really fully appreciated it. Likewise, I did. Obviously, I was still obviously back then even into video gaming. So I did play the Pokemon games quite a fair bit. In particular, Pokemon Yellow. Because we used to have a Game Boy emulator on my dad's old Mac, and we had the Pokemon games on there. We had a bit of fun with that as well. I did a couple of years later get a second-hand cartridge copy of Pokemon Yellow, and I've now actually got somewhere stashed around copies of Red and Blue as well. I don't know what's happened to my Pokemon Yellow cartridge though. I'll have to go on a hunt for that. But I did enjoy the games. And like I said, I did like the concept of it, the whole idea behind it of basically a young lad going around collecting all these Pokemon and battling them and stuff and things. And it's quite a fun idea, and the monsters indeed were very creative. I think Pikachu's still as cute as that is, still very cute. And so like I said, I did like Pokemon. I just was never a fan of it. In fact, I'll tell you something. It's been a very long time since I played a Pokemon game. In fact, I've not even really played any of the recent ones for the past couple of years, shall I say. But yeah, so like I said, I do like the Pokemon franchise. I've just never been a massive fan of it. Just probably because to me at the time it just sort of arrived a bit late. And so it just sort of missed out on being part of my childhood. But as for the cartoon series, then obviously I knew it was an anime that they bought from Japan, sort of thing. At the time, I was not a fan of anime. A lot of the anime shows, a lot of the anime films and stuff I watched before I saw Kira, just sort of like completely flew over my head, and I wasn't that interested in them, and then they just didn't appeal. That was, of course, until a couple of years ago when I saw Akira, and I loved it. And since then, I've liked anime. But yeah, and well, just at the time when I sat down and watched it, I thought, the animation's good. The intro, I didn't actually at the time thought the intro wasn't that bad. But overall, I didn't really like the cartoon as much. I thought Ash was a bit of a whiny kid. Really, I don't know. And the story wise, the plot, it was just like I don't quite get what's going on. I really didn't quite. I just really didn't get what was going on, if you know what I mean. And overall, but I think once again that's probably because I arrived to the show a little bit late. And it was only like it was like a couple of years later when I saw an episode of the cartoon. It just so happened to be on TV, and I thought, the Pokemon cartoon, I've not seen that yet. So I sit and watch a few episodes, and I didn't really rate it. But I think, however, now you're probably thinking, why the hell have I picked this as cartoon themed song of the month? Well, a couple of months ago, actually say about a month ago, I subscribed to a channel called Animation Domination, and they do a series on their channel called Scientifically Accurate, which is basically the channel itself is basically they just do these animated shorts, And for this scientifically accurate series, they basically take classic cartoon theme songs, and basically they change the lyrics and things. And basically, the video is about what if they were scientifically accurate. And some of the videos they've done are very funny, very funny. But they did one for Pokemon, and of course for that they sort of parodied the original theme song for that, and basically they changed the lyrics. So it's like things like, yeah, I want to be the very best, but yeah, I'm only 10 years old. That means I'll be sleeping out in the streets, and yeah, none of these Pokemon could exist. You know, there's things. You know, how can a pile of cogs exist? And yeah, that's an ice cream cone there. You know, and yeah, and what the heck? What is Pikachu? What's an electric rat? Right, it's scientifically accurate, and basically the fight, when you see them do the fight scenes, it's just basically them unleashing wild animals on each other, and they're trying to fit a whale into a Pokeball. Not possible in real life, of course. So, yeah, it's scientifically accurate, and I got sort of like, I wouldn't say suspicious as such, but I'm just like, what's the word? I got words gone from my mind now. No, yeah, but basically with how the theme song they did for that sounded, and compared to the other ones they did, which actually sounded pretty accurate to the originals, it made me curious. That's all. It made me curious. Yeah, to think about what did the actual original theme song sound like. And so, of course, I looked up the intro to the original Pokemon cartoon on YouTube, and that's it. I loved the theme song. That's when I found out how good it was. And I thought, wow, this is good. Good. It's catchy. It's memorable. It's rocky, and it's exciting, and it's just a great theme song. In fact, it's made me actually want to go back and sit down and watch the series from start to finish. Because, like I said, although I didn't enjoy it very much back in the day, like I said, I only saw like those couple of episodes. I can't remember what they were all about, unfortunately, but I did just watch like 1 or 2 episodes. Didn't rate them, and I thought nowadays, I thought I might consider at some point actually giving it another shot. I remember years ago, I was never really a massive fan of Sonic Sat AM. I always preferred Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, probably because I was more into funny cartoons back then than the darker, serious ones. But nowadays, I actually really like Sat AM, and I actually think it's better. so you know, it's one thing I found out as you get older, you sort of get a bit more appreciative of things, towards things that you normally didn't like when you were a kid. So, it's just one of those things. It's weird. So I thought hopefully the same might happen with Pokemon. I might actually like it this time round. If I, like I said, if I ever get to see it, I've got a few other shows I want to get through first, and so I'll probably, if I get the time and sit, and I feel like sitting down watching Pokemon, I will do. And you never know, I might do a review of it. So anyway, that is my cartoon theme tune of the month. That is Pokemon, the original theme from Indigo League, which, like I said, I believe it's called I believe it's now known as Indigo League these days. But like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I just knew it. I've just only known it as the Pokemon cartoon. So yeah. And well, that's enough of me waffling on. I shall be back again soon with another video, and in the meantime, goodbye for now.